The monarch population of North America has been endangered for the past 2 decades. This is due to a number of things: illegal logging, and most importantly, the loss of their food source, the milkweed plant. However, there is still hope. We can all pitch in to help the monarchs. There are 3 ways that you can help the monarch population: planting milkweed, raising monarch butterflies, and tagging. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can do each of these things in your own home with minimal materials. Planting milkweed is the most important way you can help the monarch population. Its importance to them cannot be understated. Not only is it the primary food source for monarch caterpillars, but it's an important nectar source for adults and for other pollinators. Now, there are many different kinds of milkweed, but the one that I'm going to be using is called common milkweed, as it's the one that works best for what I do. And you can get common milkweed seeds online, or sometimes you can find them at stores, but it'll be labeled as butterfly weed. Now, if you're feeling adventurous, you can actually go out into their habitat and find milkweed seeds in the wild. If you're going to find them in the wild, milkweed seed pods look like this, and inside of these pods, you're going to find what's here. So lots of fluff, and then the seeds attached to that fluff. Once you separate the seeds from the fluff, you can plant them like you would plant any other plant. But 2 things to know about milkweed. 1, when you break a stem or a leaf, a little white sap will come out. That's why it's called milkweed. And that sap is poisonous. It can make you sick. So be careful not to ingest too much. And a second thing, milkweed doesn't flower for 3 years when you plant it. The next way you can help the monarch population is by actually raising monarch butterflies. You're going to want to do this outside because the University of Chicago did a study that says that monarchs raised outside show more migratory behavior than those raised inside. Now, if you're going to raise them outside, you don't want to just use a fish tank like this, because if you leave it in direct sunlight, it will heat up due to the greenhouse effect, and that can be harmful to the caterpillars. What I would recommend you use, but I encourage you to be creative and come up with your own methods, but what I would recommend you get is something like this. And this is just an old laundry hamper. But if you just look up butterfly mesh pop-up tent, you'll find plenty of affordable options. I like this because it has the mesh, which means air can pass through, so you don't have to worry about it heating up. But the mesh is fine enough that you don't have to worry about caterpillars escaping. Once you have this, what I would recommend you do is you put like a brick inside of it, and then place a tray, preferably one with holes in it so water can drain through, on top of that brick, and then you can raise the caterpillars in that tray. Once you have that set up, raising them is very similar to how I detailed it in the video I made last year, which I will briefly run through right now. Eggs in young caterpillars are very small, so when you're transporting them, you're going to want to cut out the portion of the leaf that the caterpillar egg is sitting on and then just place it in a new leaf, like you can see in this photo now. After about a week and a half, they're going to get to around this size, and this size is optimal for when you want to pick them up. Just make sure that you're very careful. And another thing is you're going to want to keep these spaces hygienic, so clean up after them and try to space them out as much as you can. And after about 14 days, it's when they're going to crawl to the top, and they're going to start creating silk pads, and you'll be able to see right here those little white pads. Those are silk pads, and they're going to hang from them in the J shape like you can see here, and then they're going to make their chrysalis. Now the chrysalis is going to look like the one on the right for most of their time, and the one right here you can see is see-through, and that's how you know that it's about to hatch. Now the hatching process looks like this. The butterfly is going to slide out, and it's going to have a very large abdomen and very small wings, and what needs to happen is the butterfly needs to hang upside down, pump all the fluid that's in its abdomen in its wings. And again, this process needs to happen when the butterfly is hanging upside down. It's very important. You can see it's about to come out. You see? Large abdomen, small wings. Now, it'll hang upside down for around an hour, I've found, and then eventually its wings will harden and it will be able to flap them. And it's at this point that you can try the next way that you can help the monarch population. The next way you can help the monarch population is through tagging. Tagging is more for researchers, so they can see where monarchs are coming from and what routes they're taking to get to Mexico. Now, I get my tags from monarchwatch.org. It's the most reputable organization that I know of that has to do with the monarch migration. Now, every August, they send me this envelope, the contents of which I'll show you right now. Right here I have the envelope, so let's take a look inside. First thing we have right here is the newsletter. This newsletter is from 2019. This is old, but every year they send you a new one. Next up is right here we have the actual tags. And the tags are these little stickers that you're going to put on the butterfly's wing. And each one has a website on the top, mwtag.org. And then on the bottom it has a code. So this one, for example, says AAXE535. So the idea is someone will see this, they'll go to that website, mwtag.org, and they'll enter in the code. So say that it was found in North Carolina. Now you know, and now researchers know, that your butterfly was found in North Carolina. And the last thing is the actual data collection sheet. Now that looks like this. What you're going to do is you're going to enter in the code right here, the date, the gender of the butterfly, and whether or not it was raised or it was wild. Then you can add in all the other information on the right. Now they say that online submission is preferred, so if you go to their website, you'll find a spreadsheet where you can enter in all your information. When you're tagging, you're going to want to hold the butterfly right where the wings meet the thorax, and you're going to place the tag right in that middle comb on the hind wing, like you can see in this photo here. Now be very gentle, because the butterfly wings are delicate. And then once you've done that, you can let the butterfly go.